Testing 1, 2, 3.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
Okay, hi everyone. Sorry to interrupt the art before it gets started. It's better to start it before the drawing gets made. But yesterday's one was very nice, so I'm sure there'll be time for another one before the end. So how's everybody doing? It's Tuesday, March 2nd. I don't know if that's fast or slow. The time is moving relentlessly. So what is going on? Yesterday we talked about, all right, I have my calendar up here for this very reason. So we're adapting the schedule a little bit as we go through the term, which is normal. We're well ahead of where we were last year, because this was the year where, in this term, where COVID happened and everything got thrown around. So I think we'll be able to cover stuff quite a bit more in deep learning than I was able around to get to last year, and some new topics that are going to be interesting. But getting through the core stuff, we're a little behind my original calendar, so I think we're just going to slide one lecture. Where are we now? So we've done these ones. Yeah, we did this last class, right? So that was actually on that date. March 1st. And so today we're going to be talking about clustering. So we're going to be in here. And I was talking about doing anomaly detection today, squeezing it in, but as I look at it, I think there's more than enough here to talk about. And there is also a self-study lecture this week, so I won't add more stuff with anomaly detection, just to keep us on track. So we will move that to beginning for next week. What's that? March 8th. And because this clustering evaluation measures lecture is already on YouTube, you can see it. So after we talk about stuff today, you can look there, and it's kind of different error metrics. And am I? Look at me talking away. Okay. Thanks a lot. I saw there were one or two messages out of the corner of my eye. So I'll look over in a second, and then no, you can't hear me. Hello, sorry about that. I had my microphone up, but I have a mute button on the screen, so that's embarrassing. Okay, so I can just undo these, and then I'll redo. Oh, as if I were saying it from scratch. Sorry about that. I'll start again. Good morning. So March 2nd, we're moving along in the term. Hopefully everyone's doing all right. There's a little bit of snow in the air and some sun in the sky here in Canada. For people in other warmer places, enjoy it. In terms of COVID, we're all in the same situation still here. Waterloo is in red zone, which means certain businesses can be open, like schools and some restaurants and some stores, but it's all a little cautious. So Toronto, with the bigger population, there is still in kind of a lockdown, and some people are hoping things are going to open up in the next couple of weeks, and a lot other people are thinking, oh, these new variants of COVID are spreading, and so lockdown's going to continue and maybe come back. So who knows? We know that the spring term, if you guys are taking courses next term, is online again as well. There'll actually be another section of this course next term, but then for the fall, no one knows yet. So we're hoping things can open up partially in the fall. Laurier, the university down the street from us, has announced they're going to at least do partially online, but Waterloo has not decided. So it will depend on the virus and how things go. But hopefully you guys are doing all right wherever you are. What I was talking about while I was on mute was a bit of the schedule. So we're ahead of schedule from last year version of this term, because this course was in this term last year when COVID happened initially, and it slid. So we didn't get through as much of the deep learning as we'd hoped. So we're a few weeks ahead of where we were last year on that front, which is good. And in terms of my original schedule for this year, under the fully online thing, we're maybe a lecture behind, but that's fine. We have space for it. So I'm going to move a few things. The assignment got released last night. So if you look on Learn, you should see that there. So I'm just doing a live updating here of our things. So that was March 1st. And I modified the due date appropriately, so it's actually going to be due, what do we say, March 22nd. And it does not have SVM or decision trees, because you guys did decision trees before. It's basically PCA, FDA, and word embeddings. So take a look at that. I will, if you guys want to talk about it in more detail, I'll have my office hours tomorrow. I think we're talking about test 1 and going over some of the questions people had trouble with, and the assignment 3 and what it looks like. That'll be what the office hours tomorrow would kind of be focused on. But if there's any huge questions right now, you can ask, or you can find them on Piazza. So assignment 2 was given in. So yesterday we had this. It was actually 8A, so March 1st. But we did that topic. And so today we're talking about clustering and some of the fundamental clustering methods and unsupervised learning in general. Yeah, there were some problems with some, so as somebody's pointing out, there was some problems with some of the questions on the test. I did find some and changed the way they were graded because of that, just because Learn had some problems, but yeah, we can look at that. we're talking about it tomorrow. Hopefully I caught all the problems. We can definitely discuss other ones. I'll note that down. Wow, that's 11. Okay, and so today we're talking about that. I did say yesterday that I was going to be talking about anomaly detection today, but I think it'd be too rushed. There's actually quite a fair bit, whole different approaches here. So we'll just talk about this today, because there was also a self-study lecture this week. So there's some extra content on YouTube already for looking at evaluation measures and error metrics that are particular to clustering. So you guys can look at that yourself as well. So we'll try to just keep this one to clustering. And then we'll move this to next week to start. And that's what I was looking at last time. So that's March 8th. And when we talk about we're coming up to test 2, which is relevant to Sophia's question about the dimensionality reduction topics. So let's see if this is the correct set of topics. That seems right. Yeah, so everything up to deep learning basically will be test 2. But since we're moving these things, I'm thinking we're going to move test 2 to the 18th, so move it a week later. That week is weird. There won't be lectures that week because there's this 2-day schedule pause thing. So we make the test work due in the later part of that week. You'll have more time to not have new content that week, and we can do some review office hours stuff. But when we talk about, I do need to give you guys a list of like testable topics because there is a lot of math in the dimensional reduction stuff, and we definitely want you to know the fundamentals of it. But I have to come up with a particular list of like which ones we might ask you to do or recreate, and which are just kind of useful for you to know as background. So I will. It's a subset of it, so I'll get you that. Right, and then deep learning will come after that, wherever that fits, so we can keep going, but I'll work this out later. I think this still works. We'll start doing deep learning, but it won't be on that test. Oh yeah, so this review now will be moved to somewhere in the week, either through office hours or online. And then we'll continue talking about, we'll start talking about deep learning and some of these other things. And for the rest of the course. And so assignment 4 as well, like the last assignment, which will be kind of a deep learning fun thing, will get released when the assignment 3 is due, and be due during the exam period. This assignment 3, so just in terms of details here, right, there's no Kaggle on this one, so you just have your notes, your own report to put in, and it's using some text data sets. So like I said, we can talk about that more tomorrow. Take a look at it today, and if you see any problems or things, it's a new assignment. We haven't done this particular one before, so there could be some bugs. But the main idea is you'll find some text data set and apply Word2Vec and GloVe and PCA and FTA on them and do some plots. And try to do understanding text from different ways of extracting embeddings and dimensions from that. But it's basically all code, and it's not a Kaggle thing because there's no clustering to classification to test. Assignment 4 will be a Kaggle thing with deep learning classification on probably an image data set and a COVID data set. Maybe we'll just reuse the same COVID data set you guys used in the first assignment, and just now you apply deep learning and stuff to it. That would probably be the simplest. Okay, so that's an overview of that. I will save this calendar and share it to you guys. So if you have concerns or ideas, please bring them up. There's a couple in the chat already that I'm taking notes of. And like I said, we'll have office hours tomorrow morning at this time, and we can go over some of these issues and make sure everything's good.